everyone, welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Steven.
I'm Minnie.
Today's day is October 16th, and for the next 2 days, let's refer to pages 34 to 37 under Just So You Know.
今天我们10月16号在34到37页，我们的生活快递要来讲什么主题呢？
Bridge Day, a celebration across the skyline.
桥梁日，飞越天际线的庆典。
Thrills and fun at 876 feet high.
876英尺的心脏暴击大挑战。
Sounds like a height that I don't want to be at.
Are you afraid of height?
I'm a little bit. I think not as scared as some
like
people.
Phobia.
Yeah, I don't have a phobia, phobia, but, you know, it's still kind of scary.
大部分人太高应该都会觉得有点抖抖的。
But some people love it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to find out about people like that, like you. Okay, let's get started.
Bridge Day, a celebration across the skyline. Every year, people gather in West Virginia to celebrate something special. It's not an ordinary holiday with parties or gifts. It's an exciting event called Bridge Day, which takes place on one of the most famous bridges in the United States, the New River Gorge Bridge. Before the bridge was built, the only way to cross the deep valley was by taking a long and winding road. In the 1960s, a new highway was planned, but it didn't solve the problem of crossing the gorge. In the end, the state decided to build a huge arch bridge. The bridge took 3 years to finish, and it officially opened in 1977. At the time of its completion, it set records for being the world's tallest and longest bridge, titles it held until the 2000s. 3 years later, the first Bridge Day event was held. At first, only a few people attended. Over time, more people came to join the fun. Some climbed down ropes attached to the bridge. Others just walked across it and enjoyed the view below. Bridge Day quickly became a yearly tradition. Couples have gotten married on the bridge, and base and bungee jumping world records have been set during the event. Although it has been canceled a few times, Bridge Day has always returned.
Every year, people gather in West Virginia to celebrate something special.
每年人们都会聚集在西维吉尼亚州庆祝一项特别的活动。
So I like how this starts out with every year. So instantly we know this thing happens every year.
Regularly.
Yeah, we have a setting, we have a time. I like that. Puts us in the right thought.
期待。
Yeah, we just know what to expect.
Yes.
And gather in, you could also say people get together in West Virginia and to do what? To celebrate something special. And here I also like the way they wrote that as well, because it's not giving us the celebration right away.
Yes.
You still sometimes gotta reel people in, R-E-E-L, like a fish, right? You're fishing, you gotta reel them in. You can't just tell them all the information in the first sentence, right? Then they're like, why do I need to read the rest, right? So you're like, something special. What is that something special? You'll find out soon.
对，所以这种写法就是，告诉你说有一个庆典，可是又不告诉你这庆典是什么，你要继续读才可以知道哦。
Yeah. It's not an ordinary holiday with parties or gifts.
这不是一个一般的节日，没有派对或礼物。
Yeah, so party, the plural form has the Y, it takes the Y out and puts IES with parties or gifts.
所以原本的 party 是 ty 子音加 y， 所以我们变成复数之后去 y 加上 ies。
And I do like this sentence too, because since we haven't told you what this celebration is called, it's still trying to reel you in, right? It's telling you what it isn't.
对，
Because it's not telling you immediately what it is.
所以他还是在想办法要吸引你的注意力，他还是没告诉你到底是什么。
Right. It's an exciting event called Bridge Day, which takes place on one of the most famous bridges in the United States, the New River Gorge Bridge.
而是一个充满刺激活动的 称之为桥梁日。举办的地点呢是美国最著名的桥梁之一，也就是星河峡谷大桥。
And here we see exciting events. A lot of times when we're describing something, we choose adjectives that start with the same letter as the noun. It's just a technique for people to kind of have more of an impression of what you're saying. I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference if you use an adjective that has a different letter. It definitely is acceptable, but sometimes we choose ones that have the same letter. It just looks visually more appealing.
所以我们后面用 event 活动，所以我们前面也用一个 E 开头的形容词，就是 exciting， 这样吗？
Yeah.
所以它念起来就会有一个好像押韵的感觉， 然后看起来也会有一种对称的感觉。
Exactly. And here, Bridge Day is the name of the event, which is why it's capitalized. That doesn't make a difference when you're reading it, when you're saying it out loud, but when you're looking at it or writing it, you have to make sure that titles of celebrations are capitalized.
所以像我们的一些庆典啊，或一些节日，我们都会用大写来表达。我们在读的时候看不出它是大小写，但是我们在写的时候，我们特殊的地名啊、节庆名称啊、人名啊，都会用大写。
And here we see which takes place on one of the most famous bridges. Here, takes place means occurs or happens.
发生
So takes place 也是一个方式来讲 take place. It takes place on one of the most famous bridges in the United States. And the author here is choosing to save the name of this bridge for the end of the sentence. So they're using an em dash to give you additional information to kind of give you the name of that bridge without taking away from the main sentence. Okay, so it's New River Gorge Bridge. And what is a gorge? A gorge is a narrow valley between hills or mountains. Usually it has very steep rocky walls, and typically there is a stream or a river that runs in between it.
所以 gorge 这个字就是峡谷，例如像我们有太鲁阁，对不对？太鲁阁叫 Turoko Gorge， 它也是一个 gorge。然后老师这边有讲到说，我们这个句子最后用了一个好像破折号的东西，再带出这个桥的名字。这个写法就是一方面是强调，二方面它其实是要这也是一个写作技巧，就当我下一段可能要给你更多这个跟这个 bridge 相关的一些 information 的时候，我上一段就先结束在这，然后下一段就可以再接续。我们来看看是不是。
That's right. All right, let's take a short break. Before the bridge was built, the only way to cross the deep valley was by taking a long and winding road.
所以他说，在这座桥尚未建成之前，想要穿越这座深谷，唯一的方法就是走一条又长又弯曲的道路。
Yes. So here, the beginning of this sentence, it kind of lets us know that we're going to learn some information about this area before the bridge was built. Okay, so that's another good way for people to instantly know what we're talking about. Okay, the past. Okay, so before the bridge was built, people had to cross the valley by taking a long and winding road. We actually hear these two adjectives to describe roads a lot. Long and winding.
好像有歌词也是这样。
Yeah, and then winding, what it means is a road that twists and turns. Okay.
Twist and turn 就是代表说它又扭曲又转弯，弯曲那种可能还会有一些发夹弯什么的，这种就叫 winding.
Yes, and here we see take a long and winding road. That's the same thing of saying you walk down a long and winding road, but 你就是透过这个方式去过，所以是 take.
很多人这个字都会念 winding road， 因为 wind.
Yeah, because it looks like winding road, but it's winding road.
英文好简单，大家。
It is. Okay. In the 1960s, a new highway was planned, but it didn't solve the problem of crossing the gorge.
那在1960年代，虽然规划了一条新高速公路，但是仍然无法解决如何跨越峡谷的问题。
Yeah, so here in the 1960s, that's anywhere from 1960 until 1969. Here, sometimes people might take out the 19 and just say
60s.
In the 60s, okay? A new highway was planned, but it didn't solve the problem of crossing the gorge. This sentence, I think, is a really good bridge between the past, what people had to do, and they tried to have a solution, but it didn't solve the problem.
A really good bridge.
A good bridge. A good bridge. Did I say that? A good bridge?
Yes, you did.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice I said that. But yeah, a bridge doesn't always have to be a physical bridge. It can be something to connect A and B. Okay, so it's a good bridge to the next idea, which is about to tell us about the building of the bridge that we're talking about today.
所以当老师说it's a really good bridge， 他指的不是说这是一座很好的桥，我们还没有提到桥。刚刚老师讲的 it's a really good bridge， 意思是说，这是A 句跟 B 句之间很好转折。我们也可以用 bridge 这个字，
很好去
好用。
很好去连接，就是 A 跟 B 之中的一个。
对。
Because I think that's really important when you're writing essays or writing articles. You don't want to lose people halfway.
真的。
Right? If you're talking about the past and you want to get to the present, a lot of things have happened.
You need a bridge.
You need to have like a sentence to show like, some kind of thing that connects the past to the present.
没错。
Right? So I think this is a very good way that they're saying the author is trying to emphasize that something was done, but it didn't solve the issue. So then they did something else.
Yes.
Right? So the next sentence, see how it starts. In the end, the state decided to build a huge arch bridge.
所以刚刚提到了在剑桥以前的历史，然后为了要解决这个问题来的 solution， 最后 in the end， 最终州政府决定建造一座巨大的拱桥。
Yes. So I hear a lot of my students when they want to say 最终, they say finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily think that's incorrect, but usually when we hear finally in
就觉得
English,
结束了。
我们会觉得是终于这么多事情，终于他们做这个事情。But here it's not saying 终于他们做这个事情，它只是说最后最终他们怎么样怎么样。Okay, so that's kind of like how you differentiate between using finally and in the end.
How about in the end and at the end?
At the end. At the end. Usually we say in the end, when it comes to a time.
Okay.
Yeah, in the end, what did they do? What was the action that was performed? Okay, so in the end, the state decided to build a huge arch bridge. So huge, this adjective, because it means really big, I tend to kind of elongate the U sound. And it's something that a lot of times we do because, the word itself is only 4 letters.
Yeah.
If you say huge like that, versus huge.
听起来 huge 就比较大。
It makes more sense to make it longer, to kind of make that word stand out and to let people really know that it means really big.
Yes.
Even if you don't know what that word means, if you hear someone say huge, you can kind of guess it must be big or
中文
something
也
wrong.
是，其实我们不会讲巨大，我们会说巨大。
Yeah.
Right?
It would be kind of weird to be like 巨大, right? Like 巨大的一个桥梁. Yeah, so that's the same. Yeah. There's just something to look out for because I think a lot of times when people are learning English, they see it as a 4-letter word, so it's easy just to read huge. Yeah. Think about what you're saying and the meaning of it.
Yeah, the picture is very important.
The bridge took 3 years to finish, and it officially opened in 1977.
这座桥呢，历时3年才完工，并于1977年正式启用。
So if something like it requires an amount of time, a lot of times we use the verb take. Okay, so take 3 years, or in the past tense, took 3 years to finish. 为了要完整它. And it officially opened in 1977. This officially means that maybe before 1977, it was open to the people that were building the bridge.
Or
right?
like 试拍
Or if it was being
测试
tested.
tested.
Or maybe that they invited other government people to come take a look at it, So it was still open, but like very limitedly. But like this officially opened means that it's open to the public.
Yeah, 大家都可以用正式启用。
Yes. At the time of its completion, it set records for being the world's tallest and longest bridge, titles it held until the 2000s.
那它创下了世界上最高最长桥梁的记录，这个记录呢一直保持到21世纪。
So set records, okay, that means that it makes these records. It 破纪录, right?
Yes.
So set, 会用那个动词, set records. For being the world's tallest and longest bridge, we got an M dash again to give additional information. Titles it held until the 2000s. So a title is the position of being the champion of something. Okay, I won the title. That means that you are the champion of a competition. So usually when you have a title, you can say have a title, but you can also say hold a title. So here we're using the past tense of hold, which is held. Titles it held when? Until the 2000s. That means that maybe there was a bigger bridge that was built
对
after the 2000s.
没错。
So 直到 the 2000s.
对，那这边的 title 这个字其实就是标题的意思，但 title 其实有头衔的意思，所以这边的 title 意思就是说他拥有了这个头衔，这个头衔持续到什么时候？
All right, let's take a short break. Three years later, the first Bridge Day event was held.
3年后，首届桥梁日活动登场。
Yes, so here we see that held being used to talk about the verb to let an event take place. Okay, so hold an event. So here's the past tense. So it's held, was held. Okay, and I like how it has that 3 years later, right? So we're instantly starting this paragraph knowing that some time has passed
Yes.
since the ideas of the last paragraph.
没错，就是跟上一段比较起来的话，桥盖好了之后，所以又一段时间经过了，3年又过去了，然后这个活动被举办，所以举办活动的这个动词，我们就可以用 hold， 过去式是 held。
And the next sentence also starts with the time thing. So it says at first, okay? At first, only a few people attended.
起初 at first 只有少数的人参加。
Yes, so at first instantly lets us know that when the event started, this is what happened. So at first, another word you can use is an adverb called initially.
Initially.
I-N-I-T-I-A-L-L-Y. Initially, only a few people attended. When you go to an event, the other verb you can use other than go to an event is attend an event.
参与参加。
Over time, more people came to join the fun.
所以 over time 又有一个时间的堆叠的感觉，所以当我讲 over time 就代表说随着时间过去，越来越多人参加这场盛会。
So over time, another way you could say that is as time went by. Okay, more people came to join the fun. So I want to call attention to these different ways to start these sentences. In the past 3 sentences, the author has used like some way to describe how much time has gone by.
Yes.
Right? So as we're learning English, a lot of times we start with very simple sentences where we have the subject in the beginning and then we have
动词
the verb following and then the information that comes after.
动词
But a lot of times, in order for people to catch what you're saying quickly,
Yes.
we have little transitions or we have ways to start sentences that put people in the right mindset. Where are we talking about? When are we talking about? These are really good options to learn to make your writing and to make your speaking a lot more complex and layered.
所以刚刚老师说 transition 其实就是所谓的转成词，例如像 before、after 啊，或者是 when， 甚至更复杂一点点 in addition to、meanwhile、therefore， 甚至是我们这边的一些时间 as time went by， 或者是我们课文上其实就已经有提到过，这些东西都是像中文一样、成语一样慢慢累积来的。所以你看到了之后，你要试着用它，试着去理解这一个文章，慢慢的，你就可以比较信手点来，然后在你的口语或你的写作上面也可以用到这些转成词。
And it says came to join the fun. It's another way to say came to have fun. But a lot of times we say come join the fun. Okay, that means that there's already fun happening. You just come and participate.
没
Just
错。
一起加入这个很娱乐的一个时光。
对，快乐的时光。
Some climbed down ropes attached to the bridge.
那有一些人呢，会顺着固定在桥上的绳索往下攀降。
Yes, when we see that B in the verb climb, it's actually silent. So you don't have to say climbed, right? So you can just say climbed, right? It's kind of like an M sound to end the word, right? So it's just something to look out for. It is kind of misleading when you see it. You just think you have to make a hard B sound.
对，
Yeah.
所以像这种特殊的读音，我们可以在 B 底下画一个小叉叉，提醒自己说，发音的时候这个 B 不发音，
Yeah. When you add the ED, 有一点点 climb,
很
Like that.
轻很轻，
very soft. But when it's not in the past tense, climb, you end
基
it with
本
the
上
M.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a little difficult sometimes. And then since it's climbing down, the action is down, so we have that preposition. But if it was climbing up the ropes, that's a different story, right? So you have to pay attention to those prepositions. It really gives you like a mental image of what's happening.
老师刚刚讲 different story 不是说不同的故事哦，意思是说它的情况是不一样的。
Exactly. Different situation.
Yes.
Okay. Others just walked across it and enjoyed the view below.
那有一些人呢，只是走过桥面，然后欣赏底下的 view 美景。
This just in this sentence means simply or only. 他们简简单单的这样做. Others just walked across the bridge and enjoyed the view below the bridge. So 它只是用一个介系词 below to end the sentence. Okay, let's take a short break. Bridge Day quickly became a yearly tradition.
所以你看这个句子的开头，立刻就带到了我们的这个祭典。他说 Bridge Day 桥梁日呢，很快就变成1年1度的 tradition 传统。
It happened very quickly. So 有这个副词 quickly, right? And it became a yearly tradition. What's another way to say yearly?
Annually.
That's right, annually. So annual is A-N-N-U-A-L, and adding an L-Y means the 副词, means happens every year. Okay? Couples have gotten married on the bridge, and base and bungee jumping world records have been set during the event.
所以有人选择在桥上举办婚礼，也有许多定点跳伞跟高空弹跳的世界纪录是在这一项活动中诞生的哦。
Yes. So whenever you have two people together in a relationship, they are a couple. Okay, so these are several different couples. Okay, so 加个 S, two people together. 情侣们 have gotten married. So make sure when you say that you are 结婚 in English, you don't say marry as by itself. You have to say get married.
Get married.
Yeah, let's get married.
所以那个 married 变得比较像是形容词，就是一个婚姻的状态。
Or you can say she married him. 这个时候就不用. You're describing that they got married.
那个就是一个动作嘛
Yeah.
他们两个结婚的这个动作。
Yes, but couples have gotten married on the bridge and base and bungee jumping. What is base? Base is actually an acronym for 4 words. Building, antenna, span, and earth. Okay? Antenna is like the 什么线?
天线。
天线, okay? Span, it means like a bridge or structure that spans a distance, okay? And earth. So why are these 4 words put together? Because there are 4 categories of fixed objects or objects that don't move from which one can jump. And the people that jump off of these different things, that's what base is.
OK， 所以我们可以看到文章里面的 BASE 是4个大写，所以我们知道它是一个 acronym， 就是它是一个缩写。那中文它翻译成定点跳伞，那它当然那个定点就有很多不一样的 criteria，所以这个 BASE 个别代表就是它不同的这个 criteria。
Yes. Although it has been canceled a few times, Bridge Day has always returned.
所以你看，这又是一个很好的 transition 转成词。好，我们用 although 开头，我们就知道，尽管，对不对？所以尽管桥梁日活动曾经几度取消，但最后呢，总能够再度回归。
It has always returned. In tomorrow's lesson, we're going to talk more about Bridge Day.
Yes.
And so we hope you'll tune in then. See you then.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.